Mega Mike the Movie Man, and today I got a mega movie plan. Today, I'm back with another mega review for you all. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the new movie, Morbius. Yes, I'm going to be reviewing this movie, giving my general thoughts, so spoiler free, no spoilers here. I'm going to give you all the good, the bad, and my recommendation on whether you should go out and see this one or not. So stick around throughout the entire video for that recommendation. But without further ado, let's get started.
Michael, I've known you since you were a child. You're a gift. You always have. If there's an answer to your disease, you'll find it.
Now to get into the good of the movie. So Morbius is Sony's latest attempt to use one of their Spider-Man villain characters they have the rights to and make that character into an anti-hero rather than just a villain. And so there's actually some good elements in this movie. I actually enjoyed the character design of Morbius. I thought Morbius looked so cool when he was the living vampire, and just how he moved with his power set, and when he took flight, and when he used echo sound location. I thought that came together all really well, and that's when the movie starts to have a little more fun. And also, I do like the initial setup and story premise for this movie. I really enjoyed the beginning, actually, where it's basically showing the background on this character that has lived with this condition his whole life, and he becomes a doctor to try to find this cure, and the only way he finds a cure is really fusing with bat DNA to become now a living vampire. But then you see some of the horrors that start to take effect. And I like how this movie does combine some genres here. It takes a superhero movie but then adds in some horror elements, which I thought is a nice touch. Now, we've seen that done before with like a New Mutants and also the Blade movies, but we haven't seen it in a little while, so I was glad to bring back, some horror elements to a superhero movie. And this movie definitely is like a throwback to a 90s or early 2000s superhero movie, but I say that in a positive way because sometimes we need a superhero movie like that. I don't know, there's something a little bit nostalgia about it. I just got a kick out of that. And I do like all the locations in this movie and all the different environments. There is a variety here, and this movie is never boring to me. I'm always interested in what's going on screen. It does keep my attention because it moves so quick. So I think it does have the perfect pace and runtime for a movie like this. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's about an hour and 45, and so it's definitely moving along. And it also has those good action scenes sprinkled throughout this movie to also just kind of wake you up a little bit, keep your attention. And so I think there is some fun with this movie here. And to me, the best positive I could say, it's not a bad, boring movie. If this movie was boring, then yeah, we would have had a lot more problems here. But I was actually fairly entertained the whole time with this one.
I should have died years ago.
Now to get into the bad of the movie. So is this movie a well put together movie from a filmmaker standpoint? No, it is not. This movie is very sloppily put together because this movie moves such at a quick pace. You can tell a lot of scenes were like chopped up just to, shorten the runtime because it wants you to get through the movie. Now, I'm okay with that because I didn't want it to become a long, boring movie. So some sacrifices had to be made, but you can tell when you look at it, just the issues with the editing and how it's put together. It's very quick and can be very jarring at times. You'll be at one place with one character and then boom, it jumps to another place and you just have to be expected to keep jumping along with this movie. So it is odd in that way. And I can see how this would be very confusing to some people. Even my fiance had some questions about certain scenes and I had to explain, more details that should have been added to the scene and now how it's adding to the overall movie. And I had to piece that together, for my fiance and also for me to really make a better script in my mind, right, than we were actually seeing on screen. So yeah, the script is not very well done. So from a storytelling standpoint, definitely very sloppy, could have been done a lot better. Also, the characters here, I think the characters are okay for what they are, but the performers don't really bring anything to their character to really elevate them to the next level. I feel like a lot of these characters could have been played by many different actors, like Jared Leto's Morbius. I felt like more other actors could have played Morbius. Like Jared Leto, did we need him for this movie? Did he elevate the role? I don't think so. I mean, he's not bad in the movie, but he just doesn't bring anything special to the character either. So it was just kind of odd in terms of the casting for this movie, because I think it's a talented cast, but I feel like they're not given much to work with, and that could definitely go back to those script issues. Also, there's a scene in this movie, I won't spoil it, but it's now going to rival the Spider-Man 3 Tobey Maguire scene where he starts to do the dancing. Once you see this movie, you know what I'm exactly talking about. But wow, I did not think we would see a scene like that again, but we do get it with this movie. And so overall, this movie just feels kind of generic, and I feel like this movie is going to be very forgettable. I'm not going to remember this movie a year down the line, and so that is kind of the sad part of the movie, is that even though there's some good components here, like you have all the pieces to the puzzle, but you just didn't assemble the puzzle in the best way to get the best image at the end of it, unfortunately. So definitely some missed opportunities here.
I don't want to see you get hurt more than you already have.
This would be a cure.
Now to get into my recommendation of the movie. Now, should you go out to the theaters to see this movie or not? Well, I'm actually going to recommend this one to superhero fans and also action movie fans. I know a lot of people are trashing this movie right now in reviews, so I'm going to be the unpopular opinion here and say I actually enjoyed this movie. I think this movie had some fun to it. Now, people were probably expecting it to be a really top quality superhero movie. You know, we've been getting good superhero movies lately, right? We got the Batman, we got Spider-Man No Way Home, we got those Avenger movies. So yeah, if you want that top shelf quality, are you going to get it with this movie? No, you're not. So if you go in with that mindset, yeah, you will be disappointed. But I wasn't going in with that mindset. I just wanted a fun little decent superhero movie that didn't take up too much of my time. And that's what I got with this movie. To me, I think this movie is close to quality of the Venom movies, Venom 1 and 2. I think it's right on that level, and we would expect the same thing, right, from another Sony anti-hero movie. So I wasn't disappointed with this one. Actually, because of my low expectations, I was actually pleasantly surprised. Now, is it as fun as the Venom movies? You know what? I had just as much fun, I think, because I enjoyed the horror elements in this one. Now, where this movie did lack in comparison to the Venom movies were the comedic elements and the funny moments. Yeah, you're not getting that in this movie, but if you like the horror elements, I think those work decent enough in here. So you know what? I had a decent time with this movie. This movie doesn't take too much of your time. It gets to the point, and there's enough entertaining sequences in here where it kept my attention and I wasn't bored. And to me, that's the most important part of a movie. Entertain me enough so I'm not bored. And I actually think that this movie accomplished it. So even though it's not going to be one of the great superhero movies of all time, I think what was a decent little fun action hero movie. And I don't think you're going to be super disappointed if you see this movie, if you go in with the right level of expectation. I think that's really going to be where it's at. So I would say, hey, don't go in with super hyped expectations, go in moderate expectations, and I think those expectations will definitely be met or exceeded just a little bit. And also, there are a couple post-credit scenes here. Now, I'm not going to spoil them here. Maybe I'll do another video on the post-credit scenes later. And I know some people are trashing the post-credit scenes as well. I'm not getting that. I actually enjoyed the post-credit scenes, and I had fun with them, and I get what Sony is trying to go for. So I thought they were okay. I mean, were they like mind-blowing or the best post-credit scenes of all time? No, but I don't think they were terrible either. I think it fit with the movie they were going for. So overall, like I said, I had a good time with this movie, even though I know that's not the popular opinion.
Got tired of doing the whole good guy thing, huh?
What's up, Doc?
So that will do it for today's mega review of the new movie Morbius. Let me know in the comments below, have you seen this movie and what did you think of it? I know there's probably going to be a lot of disagreements with me in the chat, and that's perfectly okay. Definitely put your opinions down below. Or if you haven't seen the movie yet, are you excited to see it now? Did I convince you a little bit to go out to the movie? Let me know that as well in the comments. Also, if you're just discovering the channel for the first time, make sure you subscribe right now. I'm going to get you tons of these featured movie reviews, rankings, movie news, hauls, unboxings, you name it. We'll talk all things movies on this channel. I don't want you to miss any of it, so subscribe right now and turn on that notification bell. Also, if you know anybody that likes movie reviews and all this movie content I provide, feel free to share this out to those movie friends. That way we can keep building this community together. It'd be much appreciated.
Come on. Do it. Do it. Come on. Come on.
Like the video, and this is Mega Mike the Movie Man, minding you to make every day a movie day.